Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the new topic, ecological factors, the continuation of the ecological factor. Already we have seen light as well as temperature. Today we are going to see in the continuation of ecological factors. First one is water, second one that is wind, and third one is fire. Okay, so totally first we have seen two. Now we are going to see the next third one, it is water. So it is first one is it is water, one of the most important climatic factor. Is it or not? So water is a main factor that is needed for all the living organism. So here when the effects are in the water, it can affects all the water vital processes in the living organisms. And next one, it is also believed that the life is originated only from the water when the evolution of the earth is held. So the water is more than 70% of earth is covered by water, and here in nature the water is available in three ways: atmospheric moisture, precipitation, and as well as soil water. Okay, so three different ways the water is available. Atmospheric moisture, we used to say ஈரப்பதம் in சொல்லுவோம் அதுதான் அட்மாஸ்பியரில் அந்த மாய்ஸ்சர் அந்த humidity இருக்கிறத வச்சு we used to say it as a atmospheric moisture. And precipitation, and next one is soil water. The soil contain also water, so we used to say it as a soil water. So if the water is not there, it also affects all the vital process in the living organism. Our earth is evolved only in the presence of water, and more than 70% is earth is covered by water. Okay, and here all the productivity as well as distribution in the plants depends upon only on the availability of the water. Productivity and as well as distribution of plants productions, all the products what we are getting from the plants and everything is only depend upon on the availability of the water. So when the quality of the water is dependent upon on the most important for the aquatic organism, the total amount of water saline condition is present, okay, in the water bodies. So it will be classified into different types. One is fresh water, sea water, and hypersaline water. Fresh water contains 5% of inland water, that is nothing but fresh water, and next one 30 to 30% in sea water, and more than 100% of hypersaline water. We used to say it as a lagoons. Okay, so three different types of water bodies are there: fresh water, sea water, and hypersaline water. Okay, based on the salt or saline condition present in the water. And next, based on the tolerance of the salinity, the plant used to grow in different salt condition. Is it or not? So based on that, it is classified into two types. One is euryhaline and another one is stenohaline. Euryhaline means it can live in the water which have wide range of salinity, more saline condition. They will be named as euryhaline. Stenohaline is the organism can withstand only in the small range of salinity, very limited amount of saline condition. Okay, so such one will be named as stenohaline. This is example for euryhaline is marine algae and marine angiosperm. Stenohaline examples you can say estuary plants, that is rivers, lakes, ponds likewise. Okay, so they are named as estuary plants. Okay, so these two are the two different types of tolerant condition of saline condition. The organism can be classified into euryhaline and stenohaline. Okay, and next one is terminology of tolerance. So based on the tolerance, it can be classified into two types. One is wide range and another one is limited range. Is it or not? So in the two types, based on the ecological factor or environmental factor, it is classified into different types. So first you can see here, one is based on the temperature, it is divided into two. One is stenothermal and eurythermal. Previous class we have seen. Is it or not? And based on the saline condition, stenohaline and euryhaline. It is classified into stenohaline and euryhaline. And next one, based on the habitat selection or where the plant is living, it is divided into one is stenoecious and eurychious. Okay, and next one is based on the water content, stenohydric and euryhydric. And based on the food, it is classified into stenophagic and euryphagic. And next one, based on the depth of the water or habitat, stenobathic and eurybathic. So these are all having the different environmental factor. Based on the wide range and the limited range, it is classified into two types, stenothermic and eurythermic. And next one, temperature, salinity, habitat, water and the food and depth of the water are some of the environmental factors that the plant has been classified or organism is classified. And next one is, here the based on the tolerance of the toxicity, it is divided into different groups. Is it or not? So in this best example they have been given here, one is soybean and tomato. Okay. So in this they tolerate the presence of cadmium in the soil that causes poisoning. But what such a plants will be doing means, they isolate the cadmium and store in the few group of cells. Okay. And then it prevents the cadmium affecting the other cells. From these few groups, it will not affect the other cells. Okay. So without any effect to the other cells, the group of cells will be absorbing the cadmium. Okay. So it is found in soybean and tomato. Okay. So next one, rice as well as Eichornia. Eichornia, it's in common name, it is named as water hyacinth, and Tamil we used to say is Vengaya Tamarai. You can find in the rivers as well as lakes. It used to float on the surface of the water, hydrophyte. Okay, so it is named as Eichornia. It tolerates the cadmium and by binding their proteins in the cadmium. Okay, so the proteins from the plants, it will be binded with the cadmium, so it limits the effect of the plants. Okay, so these plants are otherwise are used to remove the cadmium from the contaminated soil. So such a process is called phytoremediation. Any chemical substances that is are pollutant, soil pollutant, it is removed. So that process is named as phytoremediation. So in soybean and tomato. Okay. So in this the plant, a few group of cells will be isolate the cadmium and store in them. Okay, and prevent the effect of other cells. The same in the rice as well as Eichornia. This is Eichornia plant. Okay. So then Eichornia as well as rice, they used to bind the cadmium with their proteins. Okay. By this it reduces or tolerates the toxicity in the soil. Okay. And next one is, important factor is air or wind. Okay. So the wind it means the air in motion is called wind. Okay. It is also a very ecological factor, vital ecological factors. Here the atmosphere contains number of gaseous particle as well as constituents. So here the composition of gases is called atmosphere. So here different types of gases are present in the atmosphere. One is nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and carbon dioxide 0.03%. Argon and other gases are 0.93%. Other components are present in the atmosphere. Other than these gases, these other components what are all present means water vapor, gaseous pollutant, dust, gaseous pollutant like dust, smoke particles, microorganism, pollen grains and spores are also present in the atmosphere. And next, these are all some of the gases as well as the other component present in the wind. Next we can find an important one to measure the speed of the wind. Measure the speed of the wind, we are using a special instrument that is named as anemometer. Okay, this is anemometer that is used to measure the speed of the wind. You can find in many factories likewise and all, or any natural organizations. You can find here, you can find this anemometer. Okay, to measure the speed of the wind. And next one, what are all the effects of wind? What are all the effects of wind? First, it is an important factor for the formation of rain. Wind is very important for the formation of rain. Next one, you can find a wave-like formation in the lakes or oceans when there is a blowing of wind. Okay, and it is also used to promote the aeration of the water. And next one, strong wind, when there is blowing of a strong wind, there is soil erosion and reduces the soil fertility. Soil erosion means removal of the soil surface or soil layer is named as soil erosion. Okay, man arippu, soil erosion means Tamil we used to say is man arippu. Okay, and reduces the soil fertility. The layer of the fertile soil is, if it is reduced, there is a reduce of the soil fertility. Next, it increases the rate of transpiration. Transpiration means exchange of gases or excess of water is removed from the plant body will be named as transpiration. Okay. So, when there is increased amount of wind is blowing, the transpiration will be reduced. And the next one, pollination in anemophilous plants. Anemophilous means pollination that takes place with the help of the wind is called as anemophilous plants. And next one, it is also very helpful for dispersal of fruits, seeds and spores, that is carrying the seeds of fruits or spores from one place to another. And next one, strong wind will be causing uproot of the big trees. You can find when there is a strong blowing of a wind, you can see the falling of trees with the root, is it or not? So, it is named as uprooting of big trees. And next one, unidirectional wind that stimulates the development of flag forms in trees. Flag forms, this is a flag form of tree. You can see when there is a unidirection is blowing in a single direction. The wind is blowing in a single direction. You can find the turning of a tree in a one side, is it or not? So, it is named as a flag form of trees. Okay. And next one is, important factor is fire. Exothermic factor, that is due to the chemical process of combustion and releases heat as well as light. Okay. Exothermic means we are feeling the heat when the fire is burning, is it or not? So, it is named as exothermic, and it is due to the chemical process of combustion. Combustion means burning, and here when burning is there is, it is named releasing some of the heat as well as the light. Mostly it is man-made only. Okay. But sometimes it takes place naturally due to the friction between the two trees surfaces. Okay. So, fire divided into three types. One is ground fire, surface fire and crown fire. Okay. Ground fire means flameless as well as subterranean, and next one, surface fire means consumes herbs as well as shrubs. Crown fire means burns the forest canopy. Canopy means you can find the umbrella like structure. When two trees are combined together, you can find a cave like structures or shrub like structures. Large trees are together when in a crowdly present. It is named as canopy. You can find in the forests. Okay. So, three different fires are there: ground fire, surface fire and crown fire. Okay. And next one, effects of fire. The fire has direct lethal effect to the plants. Okay. The burning scares a suitable place for entry of the parasitic fungi and insects. It also brings out the alternation light, rainfall, nutrient cycles, fertility of the soil, pH, soil for flora as well as fauna. Flora means plant, fauna means animals. Some of the fungi which grows in the soil of the burnt areas is called as pyrophilus. Example, you can say Pyronema confluences. This is Pyronema confluences that grows in the burnt area. Some fungi, it is a fungi that grows in the burnt area. Okay. And next, indicator of the fire. Important fact in fires. One is indicator of fires. Terrace means fern plant, and Pyronema, now I have shown the photo, is it a Pyronema fungus. It indicates the burnt up as well as fire distributed in the air. So, it is named as indicator of the fire. Pyronema, it is named as a indicator of the fire. And next one, fire break. The gap in the vegetation that act as a barrier to the slow down or stop the progress of the fire. Okay. So, to slow down the break of the fire is named as a fire break. Natural fire break occurs when the lack of vegetation such as river, lake, canyon found between the vegetation. When there is no water availability near, the natural fire break is taken place. Okay. So, it is next one, Ratidome. Ratidome is nothing but a structural defense by the plants against fire. Okay. So, the outbreak of the bark which extends the last formed periderm is called a ratidome. Okay. So, defense process that is take place by the plant is called ratidome. It is composed of multiple layer that is named as suberinized periderm. Suberin is nothing but a sugar substances. But is present in the periderm, that is the outer layer bark of the trees, and cortical and phloem tissues. It protects the stem against fire, water loss, invasion of insects and prevent the infection of the microorganism. So this is named as Rhytidum. Okay. Thank you.